Hi everyone, welcome back to Data Science Monster. Today we are going to explore two fundamental concepts in machine learning. One is supervised learning and the other one is unsupervised learning. We will break them down with easy to understand examples. The first one, supervised learning. Supervised learning is like a student learning with the help of a teacher. So how do we learn in general? So the teacher might teach us or train us some concepts. Then there would be an assessment or examination to check how the training actually happened. So supervised learning also works in the same way. It is like a student learning with the help of a teacher. So the model is trained on the labeled data, which means that we know the output for each input in the training data set. So let us now try to understand in depth. Say I have data like a square feet of the house, age of the house, and the location of the house, price of the house. So I have this data already. So what is the output here? Maybe the problem statement is to predict the price of the house. Price of the house. So this is going to be the output. So when I make the model here, I would be dividing the data into two parts. Say one is trained data and the other one is test data. So trained data, we take around 70 to 85% of the data and the test would be the remaining part of it. So assume that for now, 5 observations are there. So just I'm taking 80% for trained data, which means that 4 observations randomly is being picked for trained data. Hope it is clear. So what we will do, based upon the square feet, age of the house and the location, we are trying to predict the price. So it would be coming up with the relationship between price, square feet, age, and location. Right? So price is the output. So the model is trained with this labeled data. Labeled is basically price here. With the first observation, third, fourth, and fifth observation. So we are building the relationship. Then we will be testing it on the test data, which is the 20% of the data set. And it would be checking with the price of the data set that is already existing in the data. So in case if the result is close enough, we can say that the model is a good model. So what is supervised learning? There is a labeled data, which means there is always an output. We divide the data into two parts, train and test. The relationship would be built based upon the trained data, and then it will be tested on the test data. So there are two types of supervised learning. One is regression and the another one is classification. So what is meant by regression? So you can take the same example, price of a house. Predicting price of the house based upon size, number of bedrooms, location, etc. So this is the output. This is the dependent variable. And the dependent variable is numerical, right? The dependent variable is numerical here. So if the dependent variable is numerical, then we would be using regression-based algorithms. So what I will do, I will be building the model on the trained data and testing it on the test data. So once it has been trained, the model can predict the price of the new house based upon the new features. So I have done with the model, I have tested with the data. In the future, if I have size, number of bedrooms and locations, my model will be able to predict the price of the house. Amazing, right? The next one, let's talk about classification. Classification the output is text data type, or I can call it like categorical. Output is categorical. For example, consider email spam detection. So I want to classify the emails whether it is a spam or not a spam, which is also called as ham. So we can train the model on a data set of emails that is already labeled as spam or not a spam. So whenever a new email comes in, based upon these keywords, the model will be able to identify whether it is spam or not. So in short, supervised learning is the one where there would be labeled data, which means there is an output. If the output is numerical, then it is regression. If the output is categorical, then it is classification. So let us now try to understand about unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is like a student learning without a teacher. Here the model is trained on unlabeled data. What do we mean by that? There is no output in advance. So basically it will try to find out the hidden patterns from the data. So there are three main types. One is clustering, the second one is dimensionality reduction, and the third one is association. So first let's discuss about clustering. Let's consider an example, customer segmentation. We want to group customers based upon their purchasing behavior. So we can use clustering algorithms to find the patterns and to group the customers into segments. So what is the use of this? This helps business to find out the marketing strategies for each segment. The next one is about dimensionality reduction. So what is meant by dimensions in general? Dimensions is basically columns, right? So whenever we have many number of features in a data set, features is nothing but columns. When we have too many features in the data set, we cannot preserve. I can say that we have to reduce the number of features in a data set when we preserve as much information as possible. So just assume that I have 100 columns in my data set, and we want to visualize all the 100 columns, right? That is really hard. So what I can do, I can use dimensionality reduction algorithms like PCA, principal component analysis, so that I can reduce the data to 3 dimensions or 4 dimensions or five dimensions, how many columns I want. So in this case, I may not be losing any data. At the same time, I will also get the inference easily. This makes it easier to visualize the data, and we can understand the data very well. So let us now try to understand about association. So whenever you visit some app like Flipkart or Amazon, whenever you purchase a product, it may recommend you another product also, right? So this we call it like a market basket analysis. So in market basket analysis, we want to find which products are frequently bought together. So this will help the retailers to understand about the customer behavior and also the product placement. For example, when a customer buys bread, they are likely to buy butter as well, isn't it? So this insight can be used for better marketing as well as for promotions. So let me sum it up. Supervised learning involves label data, and there are two types, regression as well as classification. Unsupervised learning involves unlabeled data, and that includes clustering, dimensionality reduction, and association. I hope these concepts are very clear. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to Data Science Monster. for more awesome content on data science and machine learning. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thank you so much. Keep supporting.